यह हिंदी में भाषण संश्लेषण का एक उदाहरण है। यह हिंदी में भाषण संश्लेषण का एक उदाहरण है।
Someone gains. After a feast, two cats see a piece of cake and start fighting for it. A monkey see this as an opportunity for gain and offers to help them. Tay monkey divides the cake into two parts but shakes its head saying they are unequal. He takes a bite of one piece and then the other, but still finds them unequal. He continues doing so until there is no more cake left, leaving the poor leaving cats disappointed. Moral: when you quarrel amongst yourselves, someone else gains from it. An old lady in the lamp. Once upon a time there lived a beautiful old lady in a small hamlet. When the sun set, the old lady lighted a lamp. The lamp felt very proud of itself that it was the brightest object in the universe. One cold windy night the lamp was blown off. It started. An old lady in the lamp. Once upon a time there lived a beautiful old lady in a small hamlet. When the sun set, the old lady lighted a lamp. The lamp felt very proud of itself that it was the brightest object in the universe. One cold windy night the lamp was blown off. It started crying. Then the old lady told. An old lady in the lamp. Once upon a time there lived a beautiful old lady in a small hamlet. When the sun set, the old lady lighted a lamp. The lamp felt very proud of itself that it was the brightest object in the universe. One cold windy night the lamp was blown off. It started crying. Then the old lady told the lamp not to be haughty. She again lighted the lamp. Thereafter, it was quite humble and behaved well. Moral: don't be vain. The right teaching. Once, there was a renowned monk who lived in a beautiful monastery with many of his pupils. His teachings were known to be very effective and many of his students grew up to become great masters themselves. One day, one of them was caught stealing from his fellow students and they reported him to the monk. But he took no action against the boy. A few days later the same boy was again caught stealing. And again the head monk did nothing to punish him. This angered the other students who drew up a petition asking for the dismissal of the thief. They threatened to leave en masse if the boy was allowed to stay in the monastery. The teacher called a meeting of the students. When they had assembled, he said to them, "You are good boys who know what is right and what is wrong. If you leave, you will have no trouble in joining some other school. But what about your brother who does not even know the difference between right and wrong? Who will teach him if I don't? No, I cannot ask him to go even if it means losing all of you." Tears coursed down the cheeks of the boy who had stolen. He never stole again and in later life became renowned for his integrity. My dad only had one eye. I hated him. He was such an embarrassment. He cooked for students and teachers to support the family. There was this one day during elementary school where my dad came to say hello to me. I was so embarrassed. How could he do this to me? I ignored him, threw him a hateful look and ran out. The next day at school one of my classmates said, your dad only has one eye." I wanted to bury myself. I also wanted my dad to just disappear. I confronted him that day and said, "If you're only gonna make me a laughing stock, why don't you just die?" My dad did not respond. I didn't even stop to think for a second about what I had said, because I was full of anger. I was oblivious to his feelings. I wanted out of that house, and have nothing to do with him. So I studied real hard, got a chance to go abroad to study. Then, I got married. I bought a house of my own. I had kids of my own. I was happy with my life, my kids and the comforts. Then one day, my father came to visit me. He hadn't seen me in years and he didn't even meet his grandchildren. When he stood by the door, my children laughed at him, and I yelled at him for coming over uninvited. I screamed at him, "How dare you come to my house and scare my children? Get out of here, now." And to this, my father quietly answered, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I may have gotten the wrong address," and he disappeared out of sight. One day, a letter regarding a school reunion came to my house. So I lied to my wife that I was going on a business trip. After the reunion, I went to the old shack just out of curiosity. My neighbors said that he died. I did not shed a single tear. They handed me a letter that he had wanted me to have. "My dearest son, I think of you all the time. I'm sorry that I came to your house and scared your children. I was so glad when I heard you were coming for the reunion. But I may not be able to even get out of bed to see you. I'm sorry that I was a constant embarrassment to you when you were growing up. You see, when you were very little, you got into an accident and lost your eye. As a father, I couldn't stand watching you having to grow up with one eye. So I gave you mine. I was so proud of my son who was seeing a whole new world for me, in my place, with that eye. With all my love to you, your father. The beautiful pearl necklace story. Jenny was a bright eyed, pretty 5-year-old girl. One day, when she and her mother were checking out at the grocery store, Jenny saw a plastic pearl necklace priced at $2.50. How she wanted that necklace, and when she asked her mother if she would buy it for her, the beautiful pearl necklace story. Jenny was a bright eyed, pretty 5-year-old girl. One day, when she and her mother were checking out at the grocery store, Jenny saw a plastic pearl necklace priced at $2.50. How she wanted that necklace, and when she asked her mother if she would buy it for her, her mother said, "Well, it is a pretty necklace, but it costs an awful lot of money. I'll tell you what, I'll buy you the necklace, and when we get home, we can make up a list of chores that you can do to pay for the necklace. And don't forget that for your birthday, Grandma just might give you a whole dollar bill, too." Okay. Jenny agreed, and her mother bought the pearl necklace for her. Jenny worked on her chores very hard every day, and sure enough, her grandma gave her a brand new dollar bill for her birthday. Soon Jenny had paid off the pearls. How Jenny loved those pearls. She wore them everywhere, to kindergarten, bed, and when she went out with her mother to run errands. The only time she didn't wear them was in the shower. Her mother had told her that they would turn her neck green. Now Jenny had a very loving daddy. When Jenny went to bed, he would get up from his favorite chair every night and read Jenny her favorite story. One night, when he finished the story, he said, "Jenny, do you love me?" "Oh yes, Daddy, you know I love you," the little girl said. "Well, then, give me your pearls." "Oh, Daddy, not my pearls," Jenny said. "But you can have Rosie, my favorite doll. Remember her? You gave her to me last year for my birthday. And you can have her tea party outfit, too." "Okay." "Oh no, darling, that's okay." Her father brushed her cheek with a kiss. "Good night, little one." A week later, her father once again asked Jenny after her story, "Do you love me?" "Oh yes, Daddy, you know I love you." "Well, then, give me your pearls." "Oh, Daddy, not my pearls. But you can have Ribbons, my toy horse. Do you remember her? She's my favorite. Her hair is so soft, and you can play with it and braid it and everything." "You can have Ribbons if you want her, Daddy," the little girl said to her father. "No, that's okay," her father said, and brushed her cheek again with a kiss. "God bless you, little one. Sweet dreams." Several days later, when Jenny's father came in to read her a story, Jenny was sitting on her bed and her lip was trembling. "Here, Daddy," she said, and held out her hand. She opened it and her beloved pearl necklace was inside. She let it slip into her father's hand. With one hand her father held the plastic pearls, and the other he pulled out of his pocket a blue velvet box. Inside of the box were real, genuine, beautiful pearls. He had had them all along. He was waiting for Jenny to give up the cheap stuff so he could give her the real thing. So it is with God. He is waiting for us to give up the cheap things in our lives so he can give us beautiful treasure. Isn't God good? This made me think about the things I hold on to and wonder what God wants to give me in its place. How not to worry. A friend of mine asked me how not to worry about the cat, which had some mild symptoms of illness, but nothing that looked severe enough to take the cat to the veterinarian. She also thought the symptoms were so subtle that they might not be easy to describe to the vet, but still she worried. I finally said to her, "You must do something." "That's just the problem, there's nothing to do," she said. "Take some kind of action," I said. "Call the vet and talk to him." "That doesn't make sense because the vet wouldn't know anything from what I told him, and he'd probably ask me to take her in to see him, and I know it's not that serious," she said. "Yes, I understand," I said, "but you should take the action for you, not for the car or the vet. By not doing anything, you're keeping yourself trapped in worrying." "Okay," she said, "I see what you mean." When she called the vet, to her surprise, the vet was able to make a good assessment of what was wrong. He recommended that she bring the cat in, and if it was what he thought it was, he could give her something to clear it up right away. Anything that worries you should be acted on, not just thought about. Don't be scared about the action, you can make it very small and easy, as long as you take an action. Even small actions will chase away your fears. Fear has a hard time coexisting with action. When there's action, there's no fear. When there's fear, there's no action. Give time to our family. After 21 years of marriage, my wife wanted me to take another woman out to dinner and a movie. She said, "I love you, but I know this other woman loves you and would love to spend some time with you." Give time to our family. After 21 years of marriage, my wife wanted me to take another woman out to dinner and a movie. She said, "I love you, but I know this other woman loves you and would love to spend some time with you." The other woman that my wife wanted me